What's going on, guys? Dave with LoFiTrader. I wanted to take a quick second to show you CMND, ClearMind Medicine. Let's take a look at this low float fast mover. When you look at ClearMind Medicine, you know right away it's low float. The way this thing moves is quick. I looked it up yesterday. I want to say it's like it's under $1 million, sub $1 million. It's something I have to look back up on Yahoo Finance again for you. But this thing clearly is something to keep an eye on. Maybe not so much anymore, but it was. We're going to watch this thing most likely fade unless we see tomorrow it holds most of these gains. So what I seen after this big move up, it held half of its gains. So this thing moved up. Let's just go off of VWAP from previous day. It moved up, it looks like over 4,000%, right? And then it held half of those gains. Half of those gains were held after pre-market sell-off. It held these lows around 280. As it traded sideways, folks, this thing pushed back up into the pre-market high and then faded back off, creating a new higher low around 350. Okay, as this thing traded sideways around the 325 area, I noticed in the aftermarket on the 5-minute, you can see it's just nobody was paying attention. It was illiquid. So all of these people that had all of this buying power here at the VWAP area are stuck, and there's no liquidity here being held. So if you're a big buyer and you're a big mover here, you're going to want to get out the second it gets up into this area, right? You're stuck. You're stuck in this thing, right? And you can't sell off to anybody because nobody here is willing to buy. So if you're stuck with it, you got to have somebody to buy into, all right? And if you're short, right? If you shorted in this area, you also have to have somebody to give your shares over to. So whether you're buying or you're selling, you got to give those shares away. So you can tell a ton of people got short here because, and I'm only saying that in hindsight, because there was no liquidity in the after hours. We popped up. There was a little sell-off, but not much. So people are still holding their shorts, still trying to sell, still trying to get out, as I should say. And then, boom, this thing pops up. It starts to sell back off at that same point, but made a new lower high. And then here's the squeeze in the after hours. Okay, this thing moved up off of its lows another 150%, folks. 150%. So now, if we've trapped a lot more, you're going to see this thing trade sideways. You'll see a bunch of illiquidity in the after hours, or in pre-market, I should say. It'll trade. If nobody has anybody to sell off to and they're still short, we can see this thing go even higher. These aren't buy-sell recommendations, though. This is just my simple stock analysis on this low float. Be very careful with this, guys. You could make or break your accounts with these. Just be careful out there. So, thanks for tuning in. This is definitely something I'll be checking out tomorrow if we get any awesome action. We're gonna do a deeper dive into ClearMind Medicine. So keep an eye on these levels. If it holds this 450 area in the pre-market tomorrow, we might see a higher push and a bigger squeeze. If not, this thing might have a good, nice, chunky fade. A pop and a drop might be imminent, but when you see things the day after a big push like this hold and just hang out under VWAP with no liquidity, the second you get these volume spikes, right here, you've seen the volume start to come in, more volume, higher than the whole day here. The whole day was all traded, no liquidity, low liquidity, nobody to sell their shorts into, nobody buying, and then boom, you get a big buyer, pushes this thing up higher, sellers, more buyers in the aftermarket, which it's easier to push in the after hours, and they just take off. Liquidity came in, shorts got scared, and they squeezed. They were jumping over each other to get out of this position. So this thing might squeeze higher if there are still shorts being held. So we will see tomorrow what happens. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.